If you've been holding off on starting a midterm rental because you don't think you're good at design, this video is for you. A lot of people disqualify themselves before they ever start. They say things like, I'm not creative, I don't have an eye for design, my house doesn't look like the ones on Instagram. Does that sound familiar? And because of that, they never take the first step. They don't fail. They don't even try. But here's the truth. You don't need to be a designer to win in this space. You need to understand who you're serving. Midterm rentals are not just about style. They're about function. Nurses aren't booking your place to admire your design choices. They're booking because they need a place to rest, recharge, and work. Once you understand that, a lot of this pressure that was created, it disappears. Because now the goal isn't to impress anyone. The goal is to support someone's lifestyle. Let's talk about what nurses actually care about. They want a clean place. They want a quiet place. They want a comfortable place. They want something close to work. That's it. Those 4 things matter more than any design trend. They're not looking for trendy decor, bold colors, or custom furniture. They're looking for something that feels easy to live in after a long shift. Something that doesn't require effort. Something that doesn't overwhelm them when they walk through the door. When you understand that, design stops being intimidating. Because you're not designing, you're solving problems. And that's a very, very different mindset. Another mistake people make is thinking design means decorating. It doesn't. Decorating is about taste. Design in this business is about usability. It's about asking simple questions. Does the bed feel comfortable? Is there enough lighting to relax at night? Is the space quiet enough to sleep during the day? Is the kitchen functional without being crowded? Those are design decisions, not color palettes, not accent walls, not statement pieces. Most successful midterm rental hosts follow the same basic rules. Neutral colors, comfortable furniture, minimal clutter. Those rules aren't limiting. They're actually freeing. Because rules remove decisions. And when decisions are removed, people move forward. Not being a designer is actually an advantage here. Designers tend to overthink. They add too much. They change things constantly. They chase trends. Simplicity wins in midterm rentals. Less furniture means fewer things to break. Fewer decorative items mean less things to clean. Cleaner spaces mean better reviews. Function scales better than lifestyle. Another thing that trips people up is designing for themselves. They ask, do I like this? Would I live here? But this isn't about you. It's about the guest. And nurses are incredibly consistent in what they want. They value calm. They value predictability. They value ease. If your space delivers that, it works. Even if it's simple, even if it's plain, even if it's not impressive on social media. So let's talk about the fear of doing it wrong. People worry that if they don't get it perfect, they'll fail. But design is one of the easiest things to adjust. Think about that. Furniture can be replaced. Layouts, those can be changed. Decor, it can be removed. Very few design decisions are permanent. That's why design should never be the reason you don't start. You can always improve a space once it's in use. What you can't improve is a rental that never launches. And I'll say that again. What you can't improve is a rental that never launches. Another thing people don't realize is that most systems already account for design. Checklists, templates, room by room guidelines. You don't need creativity when you have a framework. You just follow the steps. And when you follow the steps, confidence shows up naturally. Most people feel confident after their first booking, not before. The booking is proof that this space works. And once you have the proof, your fears disappear. Let me say this clearly. Winning in midterm rentals doesn't come from taste. It comes from understanding demand. Nurses need housing. They need it close to work. It needs to be safe. They need it to be comfortable and reliable. If you can meet those needs, you win. Not because your house is beautiful, but because it's useful. So, if you've been waiting until you feel more creative, more ready, or more confident, let this be your permission to stop waiting. You don't need to be a designer. You don't need to impress anyone. You need to meet the standard. And the standard is simpler than you think. If this video helped take pressure off, like and subscribe so we can keep breaking this down honestly and simply. And if you want step-by-step framework that shows you exactly how to set up a space without guessing, click the link in the description. You don't need talent. You need clarity. And clarity beats creativity every time.